our first story for tonight was about COC filing day one, and there was a soundbite in there of you talking about the fact that you don't see anything wrong with dynastic politics. I wonder if you could expound on that, please.
Nothing wrong per se because they're voted upon by the people. It's the decision of the voters. So while there is a constitutional provision, as I explained it, and I was asked that said provision is not self-executory and would need an enabling legislation to have that implemented. So I think we have to wait for that law. But thus far, there are dynasties, quote unquote, that are can be considered as performing well.
Yeah, there are a number of families running next year, Ngai. So do I take it to mean that if you do get...
It's not bad per se.
Right. Do I take it to mean that if you do get a second term in Senate, that you're not going to be supportive of the anti-dynasty bill?
I'm not saying that, but it has to be clarified, explained. Preventing members of a political family from running would not probably be the right cure for a disease that is intended to be cured. It cannot be considered even as prophylactic because you look at the records of the candidate himself or herself, not just because he or she belongs to a political family.
What, to your mind, would be a better cure then?
I still don't. Better education, information campaign on the part of the voters, better understanding as to the background and platforms of the candidate, and greater involvement of the voters themselves in really filtering out the bad ones from the good ones. And transparent good governance.
Senator, you recently got out of the party of former President Rodrigo Duterte, PDP-Laban, and you mentioned that it is because of the misalignment in principle. And you cited also that you stand differently when it comes to the West Philippine Sea. Is that the main reason or meron pa pong iba na
that's the reason. That's part of the letter. That's what I also mentioned this morning when I was asked. It's the realization that our engagements with various countries would really be needed, while at the same time strengthening, fortifying our diplomatic relations with countries that can really help us, not just defensively, but even economically. So that's the reason.
You've been exposed to the defense challenges of our country. Bilang kayo po yung nagtutulak ng Maritime Zones Act. What do you think did we do wrong, or what did we not get right with the previous administration that you're trying to correct now?
It's the engagement with various countries. We're now anchoring all our agreements, even before the 2016 arbitral ruling, that the international law of the sea is really an international, global alliance. So that's why we have to engage all of the signatory countries in our effort to really fortify our claims. So it's not just talking with one country bilaterally, but it involves the entire world. So did we miss a chance? I don't think so. It's just being highlighted right now that there is a need to engage other countries.
Senator, alam po natin, kadikit nung problema nga po natin sa West Philippine Sea at yung security challenges, yung usapin din ng POGO. I wonder if what your stance on that is, knowing that it could also be, used by China to be able to spy, to be able to surveil our bases, military bases. I mean, do you think we should not have let those businesses in? Ano pong ano?
Well, it was initially, I think the intention to raise revenues was good. There were legal, legitimate players of that industry, quote unquote, who really employ thousands of Filipinos, employing thousands and helping their families. So, but when the abuses came, perhaps when the illegals came, when the illegitimate came without regulatory oversight on the part of the agency designed to oversee them, and they came. So it's really, it got complicated. So you're not talking of, you've heard this during our investigations of human trafficking, scams perpetrated, money laundering, and what have you. But initially, to provide employment as well as to boost our real estate, and it happened briefly. That was good. The economy gained something, but when the abuses came, that's where the problem arose.
Speaking of complicated, has it not complicated things for you a little bit that you're now running as part of the administration's Alyansa senatorial slate?
Not at all.
Considering
Not
that,
at all.
yeah.
Not at all, because I just, as I mentioned this morning, I have always aligned myself with the greater interest of the people, and I see that there is really no need to be adversarial politically. So what I have always advocated is for the Philippines to project an image of economic and political stability, and that's the only way wherein we can entice foreign investments and gradually alleviate those trying to enter the upper middle class category from our population. So I think my decision is not just it's not merely political. One, we talk about foreign policy. Two, I think it aligns as well with my thinking that it's about time that we usher in a new era of economic progress. And I believe I've been part of the 18th and the 19th Congress as well, that there are things being done right now in that sphere.
But Sen, you didn't have to notify former President Duterte that you...
We talked for hours.
What did he say about you running under the administration?
I'd rather have that confidential, but I still hold him in the highest esteem, as I have mentioned.
In short, but you got his blessing to run under the Marcos administration slate?
I was told that I'm free to do whatever I have to do for the country.
Meron po ba kayong nilipatan na party? Ano po yung party na yon?
Initially, I was independent, but I was adopted by the administration party.
Senator, we also wanted to know, how did Senators Bongo and Bato de la Rosa take your joining the Marcos government's ticket?
I think they realized, because they were there during the meeting. I cannot speak for themselves, so they were there, they were present.
Okay.
This is not the meeting.
Pero meron din kasing mga rumors na kayo po ay tinanggal doon sa PDP-Laban.
So those rumors would remain as rumors.
So how different would it be campaigning for you this time? You are a sitting senator.
I'm used to campaigning even as an independent. I'm used to been going around even alone. So it's nothing new for me. I've been going around the country alone.
You'll be going around alone, or will you
No,
be going
I'm
with
used
the
to that.
administration slate?
I'm used to that. I'm used to that. But I'm part of the slate. So if there are some sorties that would require my presence or would require my saying something about defense, foreign policy, local government, green economy, I'm willing to say my piece.
How will you divide your time? Because on the latest SWS survey, nasa 14 kayo. Pulse Asia, nasa 24.
I have another one. That's why I'm surprised. I have another one, same SWS, which places me on number 11. You can zoom this. The same, just got confused. Do you see it? Same day.
No, sorry, Sen, we can't really see it. But the
we leave that we leave that at the moment. So I'm just doing my job as the majority leader,
Right.
shepherding various legislative measures and trying to marshal the cohesiveness of the Senate, and as well as, if free, to campaign.
The SWS survey that Gretchen was referring to was released just today.
Yeah,
Yun
this
nga,
one
you're
released
just
yesterday.
oh, okay.
iba.
You were
Same day.
in the today survey. You were just 1 percentage point away from Senator Bongo. But in any case, the question there remains: are you confident of your chances for another
Okay,
term in the
again,
Senate?
let the people decide. That was also my situation when I first ran years ago. So we just let the people decide.
Speaking of
When I
doing...
filed my certificate of candidacy earlier this morning, I think I was accompanied by my governor, Cavite, John de Cremulya, as well as one of the mayors here in Metro Manila. So we still have some alliances being obtained.
Well, speaking of doing your work, one thing that has been put into question is the defense budget that was under the National Expenditure Program na pinasa. Parang out of the 200 plus billion, ang naaprubahan ay nasa 70 billion. May chance po bang maitaas yan? At yun po ba yung itutulak po ninyo?
I think if you look at the trend, we're going down. Starting 2022, 23, 24, the defense budget is going down. So the ideal ratio would be 2% of the GDP. So we're not yet there. We understand that there are some more priorities in terms of social services of the government. So there's a need to balance that. And a lot of things are happening. I still want to have a Sulu transition fund to provide the province of Sulu a buffer, because they were removed from the Bangsamoro regional government. So a lot of things will be in play. These are involving matters.
But does it not send the wrong message to China? We're talking defending our country. We're not going to surrender a square inch, and then we see the budget. It's going the other way.
That's why you heard me 2 weeks ago when I first proposed the idea of leasing ships, not outright purchase. Through that mode, we can really acquire big-ticket items that would really boost our Navy as well as the Coast Guard. So these are arrangements being done by other countries. If you look at, if you even search online, Singapore has a submarine, but Singapore doesn't own that submarine. They're just leasing a submarine from Sweden. So we can do that. I floated that idea 2 weeks ago.
Right. Okay, last question, Senator. Nothing to do with elections. We hear there's another rumors of another Senate coup, Senate leadership coup. I wonder if you could tell us more details about that.
I'm not aware. Again, as my previous answer would show, rumors would remain rumors.
Okay, so you've not heard anything at this point?
I have heard, but again, rumors would remain rumors.
Okay, we're going to have to leave that there for tonight. Thanks so much for your time. That was the re-electionist, Senator Francis Tolentino, who just filed his COC today.